With the rise of technology, artificial intelligence is no longer an alien notion to the public. In fact, it's so popular that not only tech firms are leveraging it onto their businesses, but also entertainment giants are doing the same. In the K-pop industry, no other than SM, the pioneer of exotic ideas, takes the risk of bringing the AI idols concept into the mainstream. To open up this new era of K-pop, the company seems to have prepared for ages because a while ago, Lee Soo-man, founder of SM, stated that idols will soon step over the line of real and virtual worlds thanks to the technology of AI and Avatar. Moreover, considering the fact that many famous artists have been caught up in scandals, bringing virtual idols into the game seems to be quite a good move for the agency to somewhat avoid such things in the future. In South Korea, before AESPA, Riot Games has already utilized AI and Avatar technologies to create the girl group KDA and attract tons of positive reactions. Yet, despite tons of intriguing things about to happen, the opinions towards this trend are clearly polarized. The plus side of this virtual idol trend is that agencies can now create more categories to enhance idol fan experiences. By that, it means fans can now not only interact, listen to music, and go to concerts of real idols, but they can now do the same with the virtual ones. Especially amid this terrible COVID-19 pandemic where social distancing left fans with no chance to attend fan signs and concerts, fans will for sure benefit from this trend a lot. In addition to the diversity in idol fan experiences, this trend will also create a soft spot for companies to exploit. Here, entertainment can invest in tech firms to create more realistic experiences. And in return, tech firms can also expand their territory into a new field. Besides, considering the fact that AI idols have no physiological needs, entertainment companies won't have to spend tons of money on their food, accommodation, and transportation. Even when such idols are on stage, they won't even need to spend a penny on costumes because everything is made out of algorithms. Plus, whereas normal idols will require the companies to spend tons of resources in training classes, with virtual idols, such costs will be drastically reduced. Plus, since AI idols are not humans, they will for sure not be able to be involved in any scandals of drugs, affairs, or accidents, which is a huge advantage for agencies. This also leads to another pro. The fact that many idols are being boycotted, harassed, and bullied will obviously not happen. No mental damages will be caused to anyone, and there will no longer be heartbreaking cyberbully cases that lead to the suicide of idols. Plus, when a company builds a virtual idol, they'll only give him or her the best characteristics in a human, not the vice versa. Thus, it's nearly impossible for an AI idol to receive so much hate that they have to put off their career. Though the benefits that come along with these AI idol trends are attractive, still, there remain many downsides. Firstly, right at the moment where you're watching this video, hundreds of trainees are spending their youth training, practicing with the dream of living under the spotlight someday, and thus they have no time for schooling. Some of them really devote their whole lives to this. And if virtual idols really replace real idols in the future, these trainees will have no place to go. Their dreams might eventually come to an end. Secondly, in the past, there were multiple cases where idols were terribly harassed online by toxic fans. But with real idols, there are basic human rights to protect them, as well as advanced protection from their agencies. However, for virtual idols, with this trend starting to emerge, it is a real concern that their images will be used for inappropriate purposes. Of course, agencies have responsibility to protect their virtual idols, but since they're not human, they still cannot be fully protected. For instance, you can Google Hatsune Miku, the famous virtual idol of Japan, then with further research can easily find some inappropriate images of her published by different people. And nobody's ever done anything about that. If such things happen to real idols, legal actions will for sure be taken. Of course, AIs are not humans, but we can never be sure if they actually possess some forms of sense. Not to mention, those inappropriate images could also negatively affect fans. Thirdly, since good fan service is a crucial factor, will companies be benefited so much from virtual idols? There is no way virtual idols can interact with fans as naturally and sophisticatedly as real idols. And of course, fans might feel the bond between them and their idols is weakened. For example, surely many of you have stumbled over videos that capture cute and funny moments of your idols when they're at a game show or an event. In those videos, Their behaviors are adorable, natural, and human-like, which help grow the intimacy between them and their fans. However, when it comes to virtual idols, such things will never happen because everything will be made up on computers, even the smallest facial expression on the AI idol's face. Though the trend of virtual idols has raised tons of public concerns in South Korea, it has actually appeared a long while ago. In fact, Big Hit Entertainment once took over this futuristic concept and condensed it into CU, the first ever virtual idol of K-pop 9 years ago. Despite such an innovative idea, Big Hit couldn't help CU become a thing because of their limited budget. Still, Big Hit wasn't the first ever company in the world to practicalize this concept. In 2007, Krypton Future Media introduced Hatsune Miku to the public. According to the company, this is a 16-year-old girl with long turquoise twin tails. Miku's personification has been marketed as a virtual idol and has performed on stage as an animated projection. Despite being an animated figure, Hatsune Miku performs live as an animated holographic singer at concerts around the world. Her fanbase numbers in the millions, and she has hundreds of millions of views and listens across the internet. Miku has appeared in TV commercials, TV shows, animations, books and magazines, as well as on billboards, promotional cards, and online soundtracks. She even has a full line of action figures. When Miku first debuted, Krypton Future Media used software to synthesize her voice. For this reason, she used to be called a Vocaloid. Yet maybe because this technology cost too much money, or because the company realized that they should bring more authentic experiences to fans, Miku's voice is now modeled from a Japanese voice actress, Saki Fujita. Talking about virtual idol's voice, another concern is raised. In the future, if K-pop agencies wanted to follow the virtual idols trend, high chances are they will follow the tactics used by Krypton Future Media. Entertainment companies will bring everything they do with the real idol to apply on the virtual ones, from letting them perform on stages, holding concerts, fansite events, and live streams. However, there still remains one question. Should virtual K-pop idols be Vocaloid or be dubbed by real vocalists? For the first case, where virtual K-pop idols would be Vocaloid, one of the biggest difficulties will be to create a voice that has all the features of a Korean singer. As you've already known, part of what makes K-pop K-pop is the neat, light, and soothing singing techniques. This is why Taeyeon, despite having been in the industry for more than a decade, is still so famous. Or even with Rosé, one of the most unique vocalists of K-pop by now, she still has that neat and light features in the way she sings. However, when it comes to Vocaloid, the first impression is that synthesized, high-pitched, and machine-like voice. Though this type of voice, like that of Miku, can attract a lot of fans in Japan, the same thing might not happen in South Korea. For the second case, where virtual K-pop idols would be dubbed by real vocalists, the problem is more on the ethical side. In case the real vocalist names would not be published, whether it be fair for them to keep working backstage. Don't they deserve to stand under the spotlight and share the same taste of success with the virtual superstars? However, flipping back the coin, if the companies publish the names of the dubbers, don't you think that their personal life could also negatively impact that of the virtual ones? Even worse? Just imagine the image that companies build for their AI idols is completely contrasting to the image of the dubbers. How can the company go ahead with this concept? If they decide to manage the dubbers like real idols, why have to start all of this in the first place when the costs keep adding up? The list of concerns will for sure add up in the future, when more and more people are aware of this virtual idol concept. Yet, since the trend is still at its infant stage, if entertainment companies want to write a new history with it, they will have to tackle such nerve-wracking problems to make it successful. Since the entertainment industry, especially K-pop, has constantly repeated the same production process for ages, it's of course super thrilling to see what's going to happen next. Though fans will for sure undergo lots of eye-opening experiences down the road, there are certain dark sides that they also need to consider. So, are you hyped up by the virtual idol concept, or are you concerned? Do you think the advantages of the virtual idol industry can beat the downsides of it? Comment down below right now to share your thoughts with us. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video for more great content. Thank you for watching.